Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning coffee. Woo. I was slightly concerned there. The spin was going on for a bit too long. Like, come on, get in the show. What is this? What's going on here? I have not long got out of bed. This is my non-secret. Let me scooch up here a bit. I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got a list again, a list. There's a whole bunch of you here, so good morning. I've been in the chat there just while I was waiting for the computer to turn on. Yeah, I've got all these notes in here. Robert is not out of bed, but it is your birthday as far as I remember. I believe it is Robert's birthday today. See? Hopefully I've remembered it's this Sunday. Even my mum's in the chat. There she is. Yes, I've got all the stuff. And I did get up. Yeah, it's Robert's birthday. So happy birthday. Woo! Look at that. A readout for free. I'll bill you afterwards. So we got a nice sunrise behind us here. Real sunrise. Guinea pigs that aren't typing yet, but they will. Oh, they definitely will. They need the. Oh no, there's water there. The favourite water bottle's empty. There's a water bottle that's sort of dirtier than the other one, and that's the favourite one. So I'm sure we'll hear Dave typing at some point. Yes, I got all the stuff. Where to begin? So in classic Annie, I got all nicely motivated last week and then started the week ill. But for once, I haven't been ill for ever. So Monday, by the end of Monday, I suddenly went, "Oh, I'm not well," and then I was off Tuesday, but I've been back in since. Have I? Somehow I've done quite a lot this week, actually, despite this. So I went back in Wednesday, then had Thursday off, then was Friday. I'm mostly okay. I'm just really tired, which is why this morning I was like, oh. It's just a cold. I've just got a cold, but I get very dramatic with the old colds. And they do seem to be lasting longer. I don't know if it's a post-COVID thing or something, but colds seem more brutal now. But touch woods. I don't have any wood here, actually. It's all MDF. There is no wood. So it's cursed. I've cursed myself. But yeah, at least I seem to be mostly better rather than like in bed ill all week. So yes. But as I've been explaining, as I've still been having phone meetings and stuff, Squiddo wise this week, I'm going, my body is dying, but my brain is awake. So I've been feeling awesome despite all of this. It's just been like this awesome, excited Annie just stuck inside a decaying body. But that's pretty standard, I think. So we got. It has been officially now 5 years since I moved to Nottingham and since Bad Squiddo moved to Nottingham. Pretty much to the day. I think yesterday was the day. So that's pretty wild. Yeah, 5 years. The majority of Bad Squiddo time now. And I still keep thinking the move was fairly recent, but it wasn't. It was. God, it was 5 years. So that's pretty wild. And Nottingham is ace and was definitely good for the squid and people around is awesome. So yeah, 5 years. So it's been 8 years pretty much of Bad Squiddo, and people still go, "Oh, this new up and coming." I'm like, "Been around," and I'm not doing like a enticing twizzle. It's just bothering me. It's all. There we are. That's not the real. There we go. What have we got? What have we got? So, despite losing 2 days this week, so only kind of having 2.5 days in the office this week, I have still been a beast. Yeah, 5 years. Madness. So what did I do this week? Well, I made sure I was up on top of all the orders, of course. So all the orders up to date, as always. It's nice to be able to be fully operational, even with, say, with the odd day off. No one really notices if it's the odd day. Being able to be back and awesome is good, because I get very frustrated when things outside of my control, like that whole sewerage episode and stuff, means that I can't operate Bad Squiddo to the level that it should operate and that in my head it operates. So recently it's been back to being awesome again, and that makes me really happy because I've got a lot of pride in it. Weird light going on there. Yeah, I am obviously very proud of Bad Squiddo, and I like it when it works, when the things in my head match what I'm actually able to do. That's the winner. So yeah, it's been pretty ace this week. Um, thank you for the recommendations. I've been asking around for some shops. I do have a mega standard list of different hobby shops, but there's obviously endless shops, and I'm looking at all over the world. Um, so there's always ones I can contact, but I've been asking about sort of personal recommendations. If you've got a shop near you, or there's one that you think, oh, that's particularly good. Um, you can say it here because I'll write it down actually, because I'm in that sort of. I'll put a little bit there in case anyone has suggestions. But yeah, if it's like your local shop or just somewhere you went and thought, oh, that's a cool place, or oh, this should have Bad Squiddo. So I worked quite late. Oh, I should go to my coffee. I have it's Tom Nook again, forever in debt, and delicious coffee. Hey, Meandering Mike did an unboxing of old boxes of minis from 2019. Swamp, Palisades, Monster Nest, Squiddo. Yes, I'm going to write you down, Meandering Mike, because Meandering Mike. There's a. There he is, typing away. That almost needs to be its own meme now, doesn't it? Dave typing. I've got a playlist on the channel, and it's called something like "Other People's Videos with Squiddo in." So I'll add that. I'll look for your video, and I'll add that to the playlist there. Tabletop Kingdom. There you go. Tabletop Kingdom in Netherlands, isn't it? Yeah. In The Hague. Voice. I'll spam them. So I was working quite late Friday, just contacting everyone on, well, not everyone, a good chunk of the list. Some of my other manufacturer chums have been quite nice and let me know what shops they get to. So if the shop sells something, similar, that's a good bet that they might take it. Whereas a lot, most, and I don't blame them. Most of them, sort of focus on GW and the. Oh yeah, I don't. Sorry, me talking about Bristol, big. They're one that I meant to contact actually. Yeah, a lot of shops. Their money is in stuff like GW, Magic the Gathering. That's like the core. And then they might have some other thing, board games. Board games have become quite popular. So a lot of the bricks and mortar don't have tons of tons of my brain, tons of space. Still not well, but if you are a follower, you'll know that I usually just have brain blanks anyway. Yeah, so I appreciate that a lot of the sort of smaller shops don't have the budget or space to sort of do lots of the more obscure sort of things. So I keep a lookout for people that already stock, if they've got maybe stuff like Frostgrave or which I think similar ones, things like Footsaw, Dead Man's Hand, other sort of smallish companies, or people that just are figures as well, because some will only do it if it's a full game set. So yeah, I keep sort of nose around and think, is it likely? Because obviously they all get a little personalised message because I'm nice like that. So I don't just blindly email. I kind of scoop them out online and see what they look see what they look like. Enough Daves typing together in a room, you'll get the works of Shakespeare slightly nibbled at the corners. I think that's it. I'm very excited about this book that he's typing. Mike says, it's cool you have your minis carried by Noble Knight. Yes, I buy them via the internet. Yeah, I'm just trying to get as many as many places. What's it they say in A Little Shop of Horrors? Something like, every city in America will have one. Something like that. But that's my goal. That's my goal for Squiddo. It also massively helps with things like cash flow, because obviously orders are kind of like beep, 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 beep. But then when I sell to a shop, it's a lot of a lot of stuff at once. It's a few boxes of something, and that's hundreds or thousands of pounds at once, which really helps sort of get things moving because cash flow, small business. So more shops, the better. I think I spoke about this in a few episodes. Just things like people finding them in other places, or just the more convenient it is. So I know a lot of you buy direct, but it means if you are somewhere else and you're like, oh, I fancy that new Squiddo mini, or something I haven't picked up, like I could do with a packet Shield Maidens, but maybe I don't want to buy it direct, especially if you're overseas and you're like, oh, then I've got to get the shipping and stuff. But if your local shop or somewhere else you're buying, say, Fireforge or something from, you're like, oh, I can pick it up there. Then it's just it's easy for you. It helps me. A few people will say, someone asked in the chat in the Bad Squiddo group yesterday, you know, do you mind if we buy our shops? Like, of course, of course I don't, because that is the point. If I didn't want you to buy from shops, I wouldn't stock them, and that's something that's quite a big deal for me, because before, obviously, I was a retailer. When I stocked the female minis from all over the place, so I'm hoping that I've learned how to be a good supplier from when I was doing that, because some were really supportive and others it was like they were very begrudging of me stocking their things, like I was now competition. I'm like, but you've just sold me the minis, that's how it works. And it was almost like they'd sell to retailers and then be like, don't buy from the retailers though. I'm like, oh cheers, I've just got all this stuff. So I really make it a point to sort of raise up the retailers, because that is the whole point of it, that you buy from wherever. So I have no preference. I won't be like, oh. Occasionally I do think, oh, I haven't had an order from this person in a while. What if they don't like me anymore? And then I just see they've bought from somewhere else. I thought it was me. But yeah, you are definitely allowed and encouraged. Holy crap. Me and Mike, I hadn't checked since 2019. Noble Knight has 126 different packs of your minis in stock right now. Yes. See, I don't know that, because they will stock, because people stock via me or via North Star. So I handle a bunch of shops myself, but North Star handle most of them, to be fair. So they obviously handle Noble Knight. So the way that Noble Knight will get them is that I sell to North Star, and then North Star sell to Noble Knight, and a whole bunch of other shops, and that's awesome. So yeah, I have no idea. So I'm like, wow, that's awesome, because that also saves part of what a distributor does, is it saves you having to look for shops. But I just want more shops. That's why I'm looking around myself, because people can get via me or North Star, and a lot of them will kind of do both. So they'll get like a chunk of stuff off me, and then when they get their top ups and stuff, they add it, because it's the same for like with customers. Like, yeah, if you've got a shop and they think, oh, I need a few Bad Squiddo bits, but not enough to put in a trade order, they go, oh, well, most shops will order from someone like North Star once a week, so it means they can just add it in. Which brings me to writing down Robert's suggestions before I forget, and then the next bit. So these are all Madrid. Hang on. That is also a very good place. Goblin Trader, La Fecha, Migra, and Jugos Atlantique, Madrid. So they are Madrid. Oh, got loads. Sorry, don't mind me. It's because I'll forget and I won't go back. Just entertain yourself while I write slowly. Bilbo Games in Bilbao. Oh, Bilbo Games. Bilbao. Landromino. Valhalla. Yes. There we are. So North Star carry a bunch of my goodies. It started off, I think, with just like the sci-fi, and then every now and again I convinced them to take a little bit more. So they pretty much carry all the minis now. They don't do much of the scenics. They've started taking some of them, so kind of on a bit of a trial. purely because it's harder for me to get, if I run out of scenics, there's a whole supply chain and I can't just cast resin up really quickly, whereas I can with metal. So they're just on a bit of a we'll see. So they take, I think it's about 10 items, probably more actually, that North Star take of scenics. But as of Friday, they now take all the animals. Yes. So that was a wicked deal. So they now have them in stock, so you can get all the animals off North Star. But again, a lot of people, again, this is part of why I do the show, because people don't realize a lot of the behind the scenes. So a lot of people will see North Star as, the Frostgrave guys and that sort of stuff, but they're also a massive distributor. So North Star now, so this is part of what happens. So North Star will bought a whole chunk of the animals off me. Yes, which I managed to deliver pretty much with a barge pole, because I was like, I'm not well. Take take these miniatures. So they now have them. Oh, I'm just spilling coffee everywhere. And so they will sell them direct, so you'll see them on their shop. So you can buy from North Star, and again, if you want, that is encouraged. But also, the other thing that they do is they supply shops. So it now means that anyone who has my coffee hand, anyone who has an account with North Star, is in a shop, can now buy the animals through North Star. So the more that North Star can supply to them, the more people it can kind of point in the direction of North Star, which means that I don't have to deal with every single one, and every single customs lot and all that, especially after Brexit, where everything is more and more complicated. So going via North Star is handy. So yeah, that means that all these shops now will have the animals available to them. So if you've got a shop that does just buy from direct from North Star, that means that they'll now be able to add the animals. Yes, which means guinea pigs all over the world. So that's wicked. So that's really good news. So I'm really chuffed with that. Yes. Cheers, Dave and other pigs. Other pigs are available. As Dave gets all the attention, Karen's there, Nini's hiding, and Carol's munching away over there. I have guinea pig content in here. Morning, Daniel. He's snoozed his way in. Mike is going to be involved in a 24-hour live stream painting marathon, April the 1st to April the 2nd, and there will be some Squiddos in that, so you should go along. Remind me, Mike, and I'll pop in and give you a little shout out. What's the best way? Email me or something. And then I'll give you a little shout out on Twitter and stuff then as well. I've done a 24-hour paint-a-thon before, and I think I was hallucinating by the end of it. Mum, you're not supposed to have favourites. What's he doing now? Oh, Dave's rearranging his ratty at the moment. He's very particular about the furniture. All right, so I have loads of news. I'm kind of... So, I have spammed retailers, and I will continue to spam them. So I'll be doing more of that next week. I like doing that. I've been a bit rubbish at contacting people because obviously, let's all leave it with North Star, but there's only so much that they do, and they're promoting a million lines because they distribute basically everything. I think I've said that before. So pretty much all your local shops, if they've got any historical minis in them, basically there's a good chance they've got them from North Star. So I'm just sort of looking for extras, and when I contact them, I also go, you don't have to go through me and go through North Star. Just stock the things, things on shelves, things in people's hands. That's the goal. No matter how that's reached, that's the winner. So that's really good. So very chuffed with that. I had Thursday off. Why did I have Thursday off? Partly because I was ill, but I had to take Thursday morning off because I had an electrician in the house. As I seem to have a workman at the house sort of once a week, just taking away my work hours as possible. They're doing some just fitting heaters into this house. Taking away storage heaters, finally. Oh my god, who has a storage heater in we looked at the date, in 2023, full of bricks as well. But there's, I don't know how many people will have watched Trailer Park Boys, but there's an episode in that where Ricky replaces a towel rail, and it's just one drill. and he ends up pulling all of the pipes out of pretty much this entire trailer. I'm pretty sure that's what my guy is doing at the moment. I'm just at this like, you know, when you're just beyond stress that you this is what I am now. Like I've gone beyond stress and back into this like euphoria stage. So like whatever. Um, so I may have to take some time off next week because he has to come back for the third day to drill some holes through into my room. I left I left him with Andy because I thought I'm always in for the men. I'm gonna go to work on Friday, so I can't have another day off. And then got a stream of messages of like, now he's in your room. Now we're having to move the furniture in your room. Is it? I'm like, my room, my precious space. So they're like drilling through the wall from the bathroom to my room to the loft to cable. So um I again, I'm just accepting it. It's very sitcom. I think sometimes that I am actually just in a sitcom. So yeah, I may have to take a morning off or something next week, but I'll try and convince Andy to to be around, just so I don't have to. If I don't have to witness it, it's fine. I'm not there going, what the. But by the end of it, so we've now got a new heater in the kitchen, and all the debris around it. But we will have. I shouldn't tell you because now you'll think, wow, she is living a life of luxury. We don't need to buy her figures. I will have a heated towel rail. In theory. In theory. Like hammered into the wall and through into my room or something. But I will have a heated towel rail. What a life. What a life to live. Um so very exciting. But one of the good things is in the kitchen, this is Bad Squiddo related, kind of. Um, we've got two of these like LED strip light things that you can't really change, but they're in like orbs. And one of the orbs has been failed. So we fixed that. But the new one came with an option of light colours. So we went for it was actually Andy, props to Andy, because I hadn't even thought about it. We went for the daylight. So there's now a really bright daylight, just the standard light in the kitchen, which is where I have been painting miniatures. Yes. So it's I didn't actually need to use the painting lamp because the ambient light was so good. So that's a bonus. Yes. Bonus. We got there are the notes from this time. Kickstarter stuff, I should probably mention. A so so there were. I did put some Kickstarter clickbait in the image there. Pugs are canon now. What a lovely figure. Yeah, it doesn't let you post the links because it's rubbish, and I can't even approve it or anything. But yeah, if you post it on you're on Twitter or on the Baggies Cave group. If you're not in it in Facebook, it's called Baggies Cave, and that's where pretty much everyone here is as well. So that's a good place to post, and then we can just bump it up when it's April. I'll post it again because yeah, I just realised April's a whole month, and yeah, my brain will be absorbed by everything by then. Mm. Yeah, yes, the bright light is amazing. Um, what have I got? Yes, Kickstarter. Kickstarter. Still on track. I think I've got a date for it now. I posted a date somewhere. Decided, because you know how I like my Wednesday to Sundays. I managed to find a good Wednesday to Sunday slot that also goes over payday because I'm evil like that. Hang on. Calendar. Fair March. The Wednesday. That's it. So 22nd of March till the 2nd of April when Mike will be streaming. Look at that as a tie-in. So I'll make sure to go in there and spam in your comment section. So yeah, that's almost certainly when it's going to be. If it's not, then it will get way delayed after Salute because Salute's there. Oh, Salute, so close, so far, but so close. So yeah, pen in. Don't pencil it in, pen it in. 22nd of March, My Last Sunrise 2. Oh crap, I better build it. There we go. So we got the cast for the first lump. Shane's working on the second lump. Joe, hopefully, I'm going to target him because I know he's watching because I saw that cheeky smile earlier. Joe is sculpting some things. Jill says some of this pay can go on Squiddo. Yes, that's what we want. That's what we want. So there's a whole bunch of stuff happening for this Kickstarter. Also means that I do have to finish the what? What? Sean's off to get some Sunday morning Violator in before the day starts properly. What's that? That sounds terrible. Well, enjoy your violation, Sean. I just leave that hanging there. If you have to ask, you've never been violated. I think I like my Sunday mornings without Violator, I think. Now I feel I'm missing out. What's going on? Anyway, so good luck, Sean, with Violator. Kickstarter. Kickstarter. Yes, so there is fantasy stuff. It's kind of a bit of everything's, but I've kind of put it under the My Last Sunrise because we've got extra spooky. I'm still a bit unsure with new vinyl from the Wizards. This still doesn't help. You're not helping yourself, Sean. It's just getting worse and worse. So some of these miniatures are they're vampires, but they can also be not used for vampires. So I'm having a bit of a brain on how to market them. I know I'm going to get them painted in a couple different tones so that you can see them in different settings, but it's also how to pack them, because the one from the thumbnail I really like, but I've penciled her as Mrs. Dracula, Mrs. Dracula, and so she'll be in a pack with Mr. Dracula, of course. But I don't want people to bypass her if they're looking for a good sort of mage character. So I'm just kind of like, how do I? I have noticed Robert has started captioning the Spanish Civil War pictures. Thank you. Yeah, I have noticed. I've been like, yes, there he goes. There he goes. Thank you. Snaring is underway. He has been waylaid by sciatica, but I'm managing to work around it. I'm sorry that you're broken. You are broken. But also that you're working through the pain for sculpts. You know, that's the real thing. Obviously, take time off. Don't don't actually make your back worse, sciatica worse. Sculpting for me. I say that officially, and then I'll message him and go, "Better work. Got deadline." Okay. Roberts is please call me Bob. So Bob, and also happy birthday, Bob. Oh yeah. Mr. Dracula. Doesn't he have a title like Lord? So Mr. and Mrs. Dracula. Mike has sent a link to the email. Oh, wicked! Cheers for that. And I'll give you a little spam and remind me as well near April, and I'll do an extra shout out. What time are we on? 34. I have nice news, and I have Annie's hobby news as well. I've got one more. I'm going to show you I can't remember what sculpts I showed you last time. I feel I should show you another sculpt from the Kickstarter. Despite being perky, it's like my body's exhausted, but I'm also like, yeah. What have we got? Not there. Messenger. Get there. We'll get there. All right. What did I show you? What didn't I show you last time? I think I showed you quite a lot of them. One moment. Gonna gonna, gonna. Oh yeah, those as well. It's gonna be a decent amount of figures actually. It's Dracula, Mr. Dracula if you're nasty. Snurg is thoroughly embracing the martyrdom. We've got a bit of classic horror from Shane there. Look at that little side hair bit there. Ooh, isn't that wicked? So we've got it's a bit of a mix of stuff in there, but that's going to be wicked too. And John has got the first batch to paint as well. So there's some wicked stuff. I'm excited about that. There, message retracted. What? So all the Kickstarter is going to be wicked, and I'm going to start really hyping it up as well, making some nice little promo messages, posts, and images with the pictures of sculpts that I've got. I think I mentioned when I was sad a few weeks ago on one of the episodes. I said I just want one nice day. I just want to have a nice day where I go, that was a nice day, rather than I got the stuff done, or just a nice day. I did it. And Sean's gone now, gone to Violate, but he was part of my nice day yesterday. It was so rude. So I had a nice day yesterday. Yes, I'm going to tell you about it because I can. So I got up, I went to the garden centre. The garden centre near me is the place of dreams. It is the place of dreams. I've been to other garden centres and I've gone, it's not that one. Bardills in Nottingham. Bardills is the place to go if ever you're wanting to travel to a garden centre. It's got it all. It's got it all, and it's got cats. They must have about 6 cats. So depending on your luck, you'll get X amount of cats, and then the extra bit of luck is whether they let you stroke them, because they obviously being when it's busy. I imagine a lot of people they just see that whole like stroke. So I'm very polite with the cats. So I mostly leave them to it. But one of the very big fluffy ones did let me give some nice little strokies. So I had nice strokies with a fluffy cat. I got to look around. It was fairly quiet because I was early. Look around the garden centre. Yes, Sim will love this garden centre. And then they've got the houseplant bits very curated and cool. Cool. And it's just nice, and there's lots of little helpful notes and bits everywhere as well. But yeah, so went around there, had a little browse, thinking, oh, plants. Then I had, so what I do, my technique for the garden centre is I do the look around, I get the ideas, I take some photos of the labels if there's something I kind of fancy but I'm not sure about it. Then I go to the cafe, which is very nice. And whilst I'm in the cafe, I will look up those plants and I'll look up their care and what the general internet says about them and whether they would be a good suit for me. Because I don't just buy them because there's somewhere, they'll need extra humidity or something. I'm like, not in this ice house, it's not going to work. So I'm very efficient. So I had a wonderful, they do very nice, they do a whole bunch of food, but I had a really nice breakfast there. So I had a wonderful breakfast, coffee, Fentimans, dandelion, birdhawk. Thinking about my plant purchases and whether to get a flamethrower or not. They had a flamethrower there, and I didn't get it. I didn't this time. I did think it looks maybe not like it would be as good as it seems. But it was like a weed flamethrower, and I thought, yeah, get a flamethrower. No. Also, bearing in mind that I don't have much money, so maybe not buying a flamethrower. So what I purchased, I was very reserved. So I've even got my purchases to show you here. Don't worry, they will be back to hobby content afterwards. The day ends in hobby content. I was very reserved. I bought this Pothos. Look at that! 2 slightly different green colours. What? It's a global green. It's one I don't have. I got to have all the Pothos. This is a viner, so it vines really quickly, and then you can clone it. So I'll have clones everywhere. Carol has a weed flamethrower. It's a bit meh. Yeah, it's I've got weed flamethrower, and I was there for a dangerous amount of time looking at it, going. I went, nah, I'll get a weed flamethrower. I'll just dig them up. um, so yeah, got this. Before I get to the next bit, because I'll miss that comment, Mike says they kind of primarily recommend for your resin and metal. For metal, it's basically anything. The resin, I know sometimes airbrush primers don't stick. Obviously, give it a big scrub beforehand. But weirdly, the one like the Halfords primers, and sort of good things that are primers rather than just spray paint. That's a big difference. But yeah, most of them just double check. That's all. But yeah, generally the what's it? Yeah, airbrushes and sort of tamer things aren't as good at sticking to the resin. Yeah, just give one a bit of a go, and then just have it before you start painting. Just check it's on there good. So yeah, this Pothos. My bathroom, I've got Pothos and they vine, and I've just got a window of them vining everywhere. So my shopping channel, this was £5.50. £5.50. It was labelled cheaper than the others, so I don't know if it was mislabelled or not, but that's why I got it. It was price creep at the garden centre is a real thing as well. I was like, bloody hell. And I also got this baby snake plant because it was cute. I have big snake plants, but I thought, I can see just how slowly they actually do grow if I get a small one. There you go, $3.65 for that one. The little chum that's going to go in the office. The office is slowly repopulating after Fripp Mageddon of last year. It seems clear so far, but I'm still never trust anywhere. Trust anywhere Fripps have been. So yeah, I bought those, and then I thought that's quite good. I've spent just under £10. Then I bought these babies. Look at that. I'll roll way around. I had to get these on the tram home, and they came in a packet basically like that. I thought, please nobody check. But you turn them, and then you can cut that way. So that was my day out. And because I'm still poorly, that pretty much knackered me out anyway. By the time I was getting back, I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm glad I didn't go anywhere further because I'm now dead. So it was a nice little wander around the garden centre, all very zen. And then I got back and I thought, I'm going to paint some models. So I went, I'm going to drink this before it colds. So I've got models that I've painted to show you. I forgot. Yes, Halford's Grey is wicked. So I got back and then I went on a hangout, a painting hangout. And I don't know why it blew my mind, but it was just a voice hangout. When I've done hangouts before, it's always been video. I thought voice is way better because I don't have to worry about where it's propped up or anything. And if I need to get something, I can just carry it. And it was just on my phone. Genius. So I went on a voice chat painting thing with a bunch of people, including Sean, who's now being violated. And I painted some stuff, and I'm so chuffed. Because if you follow it, there's usually Gary in the comments asking me if I've done any gaming lately, and I go no. But I got some gaming in just after the show last week, and I got some games of The Walking Dead in with my housemate Andy, and I got the buzz again. I got the buzz. This is good. So then I thought I want to paint things. Yes. So because the terrain we had was a bit rubbish, well, it's like the stuff you get with it. It's just the card of a car. I thought I'm going to paint these cars while I chat to these chums. So these are the cars you get with the set. Look at them! Oh, chuffed with that. Especially because cars, they were taking the mick out of me because I had to Google car. Well, at least this is a truck, but with the car, I was like, I don't know what cars look like. It's just a car. and I'm happy with that. So they're just scenic pieces. They're just still like plastic, but they totally do the job. You get like it's like four cars and some bits for like 20 quid. So and I've had these for ages, so a little bit of crap graffiti on there as well. I thought it was fine because it means the graffiti person was a bit crap, not me. But I used borrowed Andy's rust effect and it's wicked. It's this stuff. It's I'm sure you get fancier ones, but the goal with our Walking Dead stuff is just to get it done, and it doesn't have to be the best. Learning that everything you paint doesn't have to be the absolute best thing ever. It just has to look good. It doesn't have to always represent your entire skills and whatever. But there's two paints from GW, and it's like one's like lumpy brown, and then the other's a sort of orangey dry brush, and that was all that is. And I know there's other ways to make it look even better and stuff, but it's like, damn it, that does it. And I like to have my painting done in one session of whatever I'm painting because it never gets finished. It needs to be while my brain is on. So I painted these, and I'm really happy with it. Ah, this does look crusty. Oh yeah, zombies suck. I put on there some graffiti. And I also, I don't know how many of you know the story of Kilroy. You can't quite see it. This is Kilroy was here. Um, it's been called. Look at that rust. It looks ace. The Kilroys was here was called the first meme ever, and it just became a thing that troops. I think it was American troops were doing in World War Two, um, and they were just graffitiing that the Chad. What with Kilroy was here, and it just became a thing that popped up like everywhere. To the point that I don't know if it was a myth or not, but I like it. But it was like Hitler was so concerned that there was this like super soldier because they're like, how is Kilroy here? And then he's in like the next like a few countries away the next day. Then he's over here, and it was always where there was like big war wins or whatever. So they thought they had some sort of like Arnie that was there, um, just like absolutely destroying. So I think he like, according to the tale, had people out looking for Kilroy. And I don't know if there ever was a Kilroy, but I just thought it was funny. So I thought someone there was Kilroy was also there in the post-apocalypse because he is unstoppable. Um, so yeah, I like those because I was a bit like, what do you do with windows? I'm like, oh, black and just smoosh a bit of silver on, done. And yeah, it's terrain, so it's even that. I still think that's pretty cool. So yeah, that whole what's it done is better than perfect. So I was like, yes, painted free cars, and that's given me like a woo. I also picked this up from Bad Squiddo Games, a very reputable source I've found. I'm going to use these in there as well. My Streets Debris pack, which is one of my favourite. Oh look, £12.50. Look at that. Shiny. These new blister packs are so like ooh extra shiny. So yeah, I'm gonna use Street Debris in there too. And I've got some of their barricades because they look very easy. But I inked them and went, oh, these are gonna take ages to dry. But it's just like wooden tires and stuff. So might finish those off today. It's exciting. This is very exciting. So I'm actually hobbying, yay! So we're trying to get something fairly regular so that so brain so that I actually get back into the hobby buzz because running a company and all that probably like at some point I think Andy said to me at some point like the fact that you run a business means at some point you were interested in wargaming. Like yeah, I was I've just been burnt out, and it's not the whole like oh if you're in this industry you'll lose the love. It's not that at all. It's that I've kind of lost love for all my hobbies just because of being self-employed. So it doesn't matter what my what job I had. So being self-employed then kills your time and all that sort of thing. So to be able to just do something. So that's why yesterday was a nice day. Because I like going places on my own. So I did a nice amble, peaceful garden centre. Got some things painted completely. So I got that nice buzz at the end. Chatted to people, which is fun. And then I kind of just tidied up and chilled for the rest of the evening and went, yay, this is nice. I'm gonna aim for a nice day today. Because I was thinking this morning, I was like, what do I do today? I haven't got a plan. I could go to the office, I guess. I'm like, Annie, no. Just because you haven't got a plan doesn't mean go to work. So I think I'm gonna chill out again. It's quite looking now, it's quite sunny. Do some stuff with the pigs, do a bit of stuff with my plants, bit of the garden, and I might paint those barricades. I've also got to remember that I'm not fully better yet either, so I need to sort of rest so that I can have a productive week next week. If I go to work now, I'm going to be more knackered tomorrow, so that makes no sense, Annie. So what else have we got? So hobby enthusiasm, painted cars, show them, woo, show the shears, yes. So I've been enjoying The Walking Dead. Oh, where did Andy put those cards? Oh, he put them somewhere. I don't know where he's put them. But Andy's made custom cards and rules for for Raging Annie, Danuta, and guinea pigs. So he's started up the guinea pigs as little 5-point things with their own rules. So Dave's got his own rules. One of them's Chonka, where he gets to re-roll his defense. Nini's got a thing where she can like weasel her way out of stuff because she's a weasel, so she gets a chance to escape combat. Karen hasn't got a rule yet because we're trying to figure out a fear aggression rule. And Carol has a wee spray, but we haven't finalised the wee spray yet either. So you can have all the different pigs for just 5 points, but they're pretty much just liabilities because they just weep the whole time, so they just draw zombies. But we're going to play that. I think we're going to play tomorrow. Andy's at a Warhammer World tournament today. Yeah, I could see if the mice actually appear. I might do some moving around in their habitat actually as well. Oh yeah, I need to make sure my setup includes mice now. That's quite a good backdrop, isn't it? I thought about moving back into the kitchen. I was like, well, that's a nice little background, especially if there are mice there. They've abandoned it again to find a new home. They're off somewhere else at the moment. Yeah, that was a nice stream there. Got think good news. Annie, good newsness. I got some shop recommendations, so thanks for that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna chill and maybe watch something for a bit, get some breakfast. And yeah, Potter, I'm just gonna have a chill day because that's allowed. I don't have to do things every day. Yes, what a goodness. So thank you all. I will see you all about in the week, all over the internet, no doubt. If you haven't liked and subscribed and all that, do some more little thumbs up on this. I hope you all have a wicked day. And thanks for coming along, especially if it's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. And yeah, see you all. I never want to go when it's all ace, but yeah, I will see you. Goodbye.